A fierce tiger stepped into the arena. At the moment he laid eyes on his opponent, his bravado vanished instantly. He turned tail, desperate to flee, but the humans weren't about to let him walk away. Caught between a rock and a hard place, he was too terrified to even make eye contact, because his opponent was another tiger, one who clearly possessed a much more ruthless killer instinct. Forced back into the fray by his handlers, the circus-raised tiger had no choice but to fight back as the other beast lunged at him. However, a performer stood no chance against a battle-hardened warrior. It wasn't long before he was pinned to the ground, but just as the end seemed near, time stood still. As their eyes locked, a flood of childhood memories came rushing back. Their fierce glares softened into a look of recognition, and they realized they were long-lost brothers. They met again, as if harboring an endless reservoir of longing. The older brother scrambled up and pulled his sibling into a massive tiger hug, overjoyed at this impossible reunion. One second they were locked in a life-or-death struggle. The next, they were frolicking in the dirt like cubs again. It was as if they had returned to their childhood once again. The crowd sat in stunned silence at the bizarre turn of events. Desperate to restart the bloodbath, the trainer began pelting them with stones. Enraged by the abuse his brother was enduring, the wilder tiger lunged and sank his teeth into the ringmaster's arm, finally getting a bit of payback. In the ensuing chaos, the trainer fumbled with the gate and rushed in with a pistol, forgetting to lock the door behind him. He was just about to pull the trigger when the circus tiger tackled him to the ground. Seeing their opening, the brothers bolted through the unlocked gate. They scrambled into the stands, and though the crowd panicked, the tigers had no intention of hurting anyone. The wild brother was ready to head for the hills, but the circus tiger instinctively ducked into a nearby cage, the only place he felt safe. The wild brother let out a frustrated roar, but years of systematic abuse had stripped the circus tiger of his will to escape. When the wild brother made a move to leave, the circus tiger realized he couldn't let his brother slip away again. Summoning every ounce of courage, he finally stepped out of the cage and followed him. The two brothers began their trek toward freedom, but the peace was shattered by the crack of gunfire. The two brothers hurriedly sped up to flee the scene. Hunters were hot on their trail, pouring gasoline and torching the brush to trap them in a ring of fire. While the wild brother was paralyzed by his natural fear of the flames, the circus tiger was in his element. He had spent his life jumping through flaming hoops for a crown. With a graceful bound, he cleared the wall of fire. Seeing his brother frozen in terror, he leaped back into the inferno to comfort him. He nudged his brother forward, and this time, the wild tiger didn't hesitate. Overcoming his deepest instinctual fear, he took a leap of faith, and together, they vanished into the safety of the wild.